Okay, something else new today. I finally got onto the job where I needed to make a new drawbar for my mill. If you've been following my videos, you'll know that the drawbar had the wrong thread for my tools. And in addition, it was really too short because the machine, the Optimum MH22V, is not made for a drawbar system. It's actually meant to use a quick release system. But over here, it comes with a drawbar, and so it's a bit of a hack how they've done this. And the bar is not tall enough to stick out the top of the machine so you can see it. And so when you're trying to use it with the handle, you can't see it. Obviously, you can get better at finding it, and that's okay. But once you've found it, you can't turn it because it hits the top of the mill housing. So it's really no good. And I planned all the way along to make myself another drawbar. There were some difficulties around, I only had a piece of metal this big and one that was 30 millimeters. And I didn't fancy turning down 30 millimeters to this size just to get that step in there. So I had to come up with a solution for attaching this piece to this bar and making it strong enough so that it could handle the up and down pressure of pulling the taper in and popping it out again afterwards. If you want to see how I did that, watch the video. So let's say 320 or so. Great stuff. Here's our new bar. So that part was a lot easier than trying to cut it down from a thick piece. So I need to find the die, which I believe is, gosh, it might be a big one. 1/2 by 12 BSW. That's 12 teeth. $800. It's not that high. It's fun being able to make little things like that. Yeah, I mean, it's not even an oven on the end, nothing. That's so perfectly set up, it's just spot on. And this makes me glad I'm doing this first. I'm doing it on a thin rod. If I were doing this after I had done a whole lot of work, removing tons of material off a thicker rod, I would not have been happy because I could tell this could easily go wrong. How far through did that go? Yeah, it's not going to fit in there. The hole's not big enough. Well, that is why I bought this. Now I remember why I got it. I should pull the bar out of the mill so I can compare it. Yeah. About 150 to 250. Yeah, when it starts to do that, it's cutting. See, it's taking a chip off. It's doing it quite well. I'm just going to have to stop like there. So that's, and we've got 1018, 1019. So get it to 0 and take it basically to there. That's 0.25, I think. It was 9.99. So yeah, good. So again, that worked well at the low speed. When I first turned it on, it was at 900 odd, and it just immediately squealed. And then I took it down. 150 was a bit too slow, so I took it up to 200, and then it cut perfectly. So that's the idea. Oh, the jaws got hold of it and scored it very slightly around there. 400. It's pretty fine. So 240 and 400. I really need the soft jaws though. Nice. So far we've got it looking like that. It's a different thread, that's on purpose. Alright, I've just come to a halt in this project about my drawbar because I need to make some copper jaws for the chuck here. Okay, I've just drawn this bit here which gets folded up around the tooth. There, we're in. So now, for the first time, we're going to go in all the way through. It's not going to stick out. Thought it might stick out the back, but it's not gonna. Back at the 2. The 2 is probably what the thing is. Just a tick under 10. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to be cutting a thread partway along that. And see, that's a perfect part. Look at that. Nice chip. Just have to keep this speed consistent, which is going to be the hard bit. Would be about there somewhere. Yeah, 994. These things just aren't precise. That's one problem I have. Just the way they sit in these things and the way they're tightened. They're not centered at all. Ah, you see, because it's not precise, it won't fit. It needed to be centered in the die holder in order to even fit down the shaft, and if it's not, then the rod, see, doesn't fit. But if I do that, and then tighten it up, we'll see if we can get it going. So basically the issue I was just discussing, I thought it's not good enough, and it's not. Oh well. So here all we're going to do is try and cut this thread. I hope it's biting properly. Oh, don't stuff up. Oh, the copper jaws are not holding it. Copper jaws are not able to do it. Okay, I think okay. There we go, very nice. So how about that? The idea is I'm going to make a barrel like that, tap it, screw it down, and then probably put a pin through it. Now a piece of this is obviously more than enough. That's light. Oh, that's nice. .3, that's good. I want this to go all the way through. Look at that. So we've just been in and done an 8mm hole. Oh, that's this one. What is the 8 going to give us? What do you reckon? 812, so that's better, isn't it? And the 812 comes out of an 8. So lock it. So 9.9 gives us 1004. It's pretty good. Let's do the 11.5. Let's do it. So this is only half a mil difference. Ten point five. Gosh. That time we got the right hole for the drill, didn't we? So that means this time I'm going to use the right drill. How about that? Yeah, 10.5 gave us 10.5. That's nice. Right, 27/64. Here we come. It's not too bad using the collets. Yeah, that's a firm hole, that's good. Oh, and I can't spin it. I can spin this, not this. This isn't going to work, but again, we'll try and get it started. Past that spot where it breaks. Feel it go crunk. There we go. We're through. Okay, a moment of truth here. Plonk. Okay. Well, that gives it plenty of strength in that direction, length-wise, having a thread. Definitely. Yeah, definitely not going anywhere. I just need to lock it on. A lot of shit in there. They're working, so that's good. That's awful diameter, so that's only a 1/4 millimeter cut, which is that 10 cal? Is that right? 1/4 millimeter? Instead of 4 cuts. Speed up a little bit as it gets thinner. Now here's the thing. I said what, 17 was the goal? Yeah, just under 17, but very slightly larger also fits into the little barrel thingy here easily. Just under 19. So if I go just under 18 instead of just under 17, I'm getting an extra millimeter. Let's take off 1 millimeter. There we go. And I would want to chamfer these slightly there and there. Yep. Plenty of room. So back the next day now. I was very happy with the results yesterday, and so I have got 3 things left to do. One of which is to cut this little thing here in the end, this square. The other is to fasten this with probably a screw going all the way through and then machined off. I'll probably tap a thread all the way through it, or halfway through. I could put a grub screw in or something. The other thing is to clean up this surface. And then the last thing was to harden it. I've just spent a couple hours reading about hardening, looking at the materials specs and all this stuff that's just too complicated. But I've come out with the idea that this particular steel that I'm using here, it's bright free cutting mild steel, and it's low carbon, but it's got sulfur and other stuff, and it's easy to machine, but it's not actually made for welding, and it's not made for hardening, at least not hardening in the manner where you heat it up with a torch and then you quench it and then you temper it after that. That's what I thought I was going to be doing. I'm not going to be doing that with this. In fact, this metal, for this purpose, nuts and bolts and this kind of thing, is meant to be used as is. Apparently you can case harden it, but it's just not necessary here. Even though I think this is high stress, it's not. It's low stress. because it's not really doing anything. It's just pulling, you know, screwing into a thing, pulling it up a little bit and then unscrewing it and popping it out. That's all it is. There's no need to harden this. And so we're not going to harden it, but I will blue it. I'm going to clean it up and I'll blue it so it looks like that, for no other reason that I've got bluing stuff and I want to try it out. So I think the next step will be this hole. I want to fasten this. Okay, we'll get into my box of assortments. And I love all this. What should it be? And those are the grub screws. You see, that's another one. I mean, if I Loctite that in, is there really any problem just using a grub screw? What if it ever came loose, if there was no Loctite? How long before that would work its way out and cause a problem? I guess what would happen is it would work itself out as far as that little barrel thing that sits on top, and it would touch the edge of it and make a noise. That would be the worst thing that could happen. I mean, it is fully encased in that. It's not like it's going to come out and hit anyone in the face. It looks bigger, but that's it. Yeah, that's it. The thread really is complete at about that distance down, so there's that much that it would have to go in by. It might actually be good. Again, the fact that it's tapered there will let me screw the grub screw in and screw it up tight into the tapered section without even coming through to this side. So that's basically our 0, about there. And this whole thing is just under 18. We'll then go the extra 2. So we'll just go half of that, which is a tick under 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want a DRO. And then we go 2 more for the tool, right? 1, 2. And that looks pretty damn good. I think the time might have come to unscrew that, because then we can see stuff. I can put on my face goggles thing and not have to worry about it. I hate to remove that already. It's just too crappy. So that'll just stay up there, I guess. All right, so now everyone can see what's going on. So I've just gone in very slightly to make a complete circle. And that's enough. Going through easily. 2, 3, 13, 14. Putting that into neutral. Oh yeah, that makes the difference. I can feel it. 13, I feel like it's stopping there. I think that's it. Pretty sure that's it. Go. That is definitely under the edge. Yeah, nice. Looks good actually, I like that. Go. Like that. Just do that. 8. And the last thing would be the tiniest chamfer of each edge, which I could do with a file, but hey. Finally got counter bores, cheap ones, and chamfering. Got 3, ones that are meant for steel. Yeah, sick of these collets, I'm telling you. That's pretty good. Well, there's no slop in that, that's for sure. Well, this is the longest thing I've put in the lathe. That's right at the end now. But it just tweaks on there. There's no end in there. What I wanted to do was with the light one, just give a little bit of a rub down. Like that. Did it do anything here? Did not. Yay for soft jaws. How about that? So I got one of these sets, Perma Blue. Apply the cleaner and degreaser, scrub around with a sponge and rinse with cold water. And then apply the liquid with an applicator swab. Just 30 to 60 seconds, no longer. Time is critical. Don't make it more than 1 minute. It's better for less time than too long. Polish with fine steel to blend the color if needed. That's what I'm saying. If streaking exists, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's a bit of a pain. The amount of time it takes to do stuff like this is crazy. So this is a clean rag, even if it doesn't look like one. Okay, so that's cleaned. I won't be touching that. I'll clean my test part as well there. Oh, I heard that you shouldn't put the brush back into the same thing. It's not saying that here, but I read that somewhere. That works straight away. I'm trying to avoid streaky marks. It said less than a minute, so there we go. That's with the code. It's pretty darn black. And it's got this bit of steel wool, which you can use to smooth it out a bit, I guess. And that shines it. How far before you've gone through it? Oh gosh. Pretty easy to get through it. I'll do the thread and I'll hold on to the thread because that's the bit that doesn't matter so much if it's streaky. And then we'll just try and go over the rest. Here we go. This is why I wanted this mask on. Because it's when you're doing this, it splatters. Okay, pretty good. Now let's do the whole thing. Oops. Okay, well that needs a bit of a clean here. Let's see. It's a nice soft steel wool. I think I've got some like that. I'm going to blow it off, the water off first, and then I'm going to clean it again with something. Okay, here we go again. Just rather than the brush trying to rub it in everywhere, I'm just going to use my fingers to spread it out evenly. Now, am I going to rub it off with a steel wool or just leave it? Tempted to just leave it like this. Because the original ones look like this. They just look like they've been blackened like this and then left. I'm well past the 1 minute. that it says, but I'm not doing a rifle, I'm just doing a drawbar. All right. Let's use a sponge. I think it said that in there, use a sponge. Right, so here we are. Extremely happy with the result there. Just finished the bluing. I gave it an oil. A little bit patchy, but hey, it's great. It looks great. Really good. I was very happy with the system I came up with here, whereby I used a 12mm here and then threaded on this piece here, which I made out of a 30mm piece. That saved me from having to turn down a piece of 30mm down to this size just to get that step in there. Okay, I've got the drawbar installed now. Just want to see how it sits. It's not sticking up quite as far as I wanted it to. I thought I'd given it about 3mm more than that, like 5mm stick out. But it's still plenty. I can see it. That's what matters. So I can just reach up and put that on without even having to think about it. And I can spin it. And so that's nice. Very happy with that. All of this worked out fine. The thread is really nice. Finish is really nice. It feels really good. I'm very happy with that. So if you like it, give me a like, subscribe, share the video. That would be really nice. And I'll see you in the next one. All right. Bye-bye.